come back onto RFK Jr. because it wasn't just the jabs that he was talking about. He was also talking about food additives.
Yeah, this is important, and this is an ongoing problem. Glyphosate coming out of Monsanto's products, which hasn't been mentioned yet, but RFK, to his credit, is doing some other good things. This is an extension of what I reported about earlier today. RFK Jr. pushes to close a food additive loophole, but is a gutted FDA up to the task? This is FoodPrint, a health research organization. I tend to rely on those more than regular media for these sorts of things, especially. And there's a interesting statistic that comes from FoodPrint. 98% of additives in our foods, especially in the United States, were introduced through what's called the GRAS pathway between 2000 and 2022. Secretary RFK Jr. has directed the FDA, FoodPrint is saying, to explore rulemaking with an eye toward eliminating the generally recognized as safe pathway, that's GRAS, that allows food companies to self-regulate and affirm the safety of their products, including chemical additives, many of them harmful, without notifying the FDA. So under this GRAS, companies can introduce new food ingredients without a FDA pre-market review. It includes things like red dye number 3, sodium benzoate, titanium dioxide, canola, corn, and soybean oils, which are all GMO, BPAs in food packaging, which is a liner used in cans to prevent canned foods from spoiling, and BHA, another preservative. But it's interesting that the FDA, out of one side of its mouth, has eyed BHA since 1978, knowing that it causes some harm. But since 78, they're still allowing that additive in our foods. And so that's one of the things that's kind of odd here, guys, is that the FDA has long known that a lot of these things were problems, and nothing was ever done about it. Hopefully, RFK Jr. is serious and he'll pull the trigger and get some of these dangerous additives out of our foods. But again, no mention of glyphosate, the active ingredient in Roundup, which permeates everywhere in our grains, you name it. If we see that, that would mean it's becoming a much more positive step forward. You're showing a graphic here. I don't know if you want to show it here. This is just a comic I picked up on. One superhero says, "Trust the science," and the indignant other superhero answers, "Questioning science is how you do science," and slaps the other one across the face. Kind of humorous. But that's the latest on that. RFK seems to be making some positive efforts, but it all bears very careful watching at the same time.
Thank you for that, Mark. Thank you. Now,